This is DJ Envy of my own private radio show here with you on Friday. And if you are a regular listener or if you listened last time on the show, you know that today is the big day. It's the annual DJ Envy Fantasy Awards. Of course, that will be in the second half of the show. But I just want to let you know that it is the big day. If you ever listen, like, anyway, I'm just gonna say it because I'm gonna assume that nobody listened to the first one. But in the 2019 or early 2020, I should say, to hype up the Oscars, the big one. Um, I did my first sort of fantasy show just for fun, and of course I nominated Uncut Gems, one of my favorite movies, in recent memory, and I just went all out, man. I just had fun with it, and I decided it wouldn't make sense to avoid doing my fantasy sort of Oscar award show. So this is the day where we do it, and that'll be fun. So that'll be in the second half. But it is I decided to give it the title of the DJ Envy Fantasy Awards. But when people hear fantasy, they're gonna probably think, "Oh, fantasy, you mean like Lord of the Rings?" No, 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 no. Want to make that clear. So I'm gonna call it the DJ Envy Fantasy Awards, of the Academy, or the DJ Envy Fantasy Oscar Award Show. Yeah, that sounds better. Anyway, that'll be later. But if you are a regular listener or you've listened to this show before, you already know. First, we gotta get through some quick slices of film news. Well, this time it'll be quick, 4 quick slices to be exact. Then music, and then of course curated playlist to back the proper award show. Just in case this year's Oscars goes kaputs, you can remember the radio show that can substitute that. You can listen to this on the SoundCloud. I am under DJ Envy, the initials, not the word. Want to make that clear. And if you see Harvey Keitel, Robert De Niro pictures, that's me on SoundCloud. So, yeah, in case this year's Oscars goes to kaputs, you got my show to think about. Of course, when it comes to this Oscars, I'm just joking around when I say it'll be a disaster because look, despite having the same host again, Jimmy Kimmel, who I have personally nothing against, but as an Oscar host, he's no David Letterman. That's all I'm gonna say. But despite that, you got Tom freaking Cruise in the audience. You cannot go wrong with that. You cannot go wrong with Top Gun Maverick, being one of the big hits that Americans, your average American Joe seems to love. So the average Joes will be tuning in. And you cannot go wrong with a man who looks like a Roman statue. Not talking about Tom Cruise. Now I'm talking about someone who's my peer, around my age. Ladies and gents, Paul Mescal. Well, the ladies will definitely be rooting. I don't know about the gents, but the ladies, they're rooting for you, Paul. And I personally will have Irish cider during the Oscars. And Lydia Tarr also will be there to provoke people. And I ask you, what could go wrong? Exactly. So it's not going to be a recipe for disaster with Lydia Tarr in the audience. That's for my tar heads. Anyway, that's going to be the Oscars coming in March. But we are at the end of February, so it's coming soon. So I think this is a pretty well timed show to do my fantasy Oscars. But of course, we're going to do another one, a sort of updated, slightly updated maybe version if I ever feel like not making a change, a big change, but maybe adding or maybe adjusting the nominees. Either way, I'm going to try and do an updated version the week before the Oscars. But that's for another time. This time it's going to be news, then music, then you get to hear what would happen if it went down my way. So, first things first, film news. Numero uno on film news. Number one, Killers of the Flower Moon runtime has been recently rumored, and not officially announced, but it's been rumored that it's going to be at least 3 hours and 20 minutes in length. So prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves with this wonderful length. And I'm being serious here because, well, first off, no good movie is ever too long and no bad movie is ever too short. And also, it's a Scorsese, but if you're not used to long running time, like, you like as if you've never sat through a Marvel movie, or as I like to call them, Marvel flicks, then prepare yourself with John Wick 4 next month, which is almost 3 hours, so you can prepare yourself with that. Number 2. Spielberg Napoleon news. That's right. Watch out, Sir Ridley Scott, because you got competition. Your boy, Spielberg, is setting his eye on taking Stanley Kubrick's Napoleon script. If you're a Kubrick fan, you've heard of this. So he's thinking of taking Kubrick's Napoleon script and turning it into a series. Here is the official statement. Now, I'm going to try and read this in Steven Spielberg. Well, I don't have a Steven Spielberg impression, but this is from Stevie himself. We're mounting a large production for HBO based on Stanley's original script Napoleon. We are working on Napoleon as a 7-part limited series. So that was from Little Stevie, aka Sammy Fableman. He said that. And look, maybe he rewatched AI and he went, you know what? I'm not finished with Kubrick just yet. I wanna finish what he started. And if anyone's gonna finish off what Kubrick started, it's Steven Spielberg. As a matter of fact, here's Steven Spielberg at the Berlin Film Festival, where he received, let's pull it up, his Lifetime Achievement Award. And this was very based, I'll be honest. I was expecting it to be good, but he went kind of boss mode with this. So let's give it a listen. Hold on here. Let's pull it up. And I'm going to try and make sure I edit out the cursing. So let's see. Let's go. And I want to get to the good part. Let's go.
So I stand here in Berlin accepting the Golden Bear, and I have to confess that bears really scare me, more even than sharks. But it's good to be scared, as well as grateful, bashful, and alarmed. So thank you for this gorgeous golden bear that bellows at me, look back, look where you've been. And I can't imagine a more meaningful occasion to be thus admonished. Ich werde weiter daran arbeiten, es zu verdienen. Danke und hören jetzt the Fablemans. Thank you.
It's all go. Give him 1 second.
That was really cool. That was really, really cool of him to do that. I liked it. But he also said something pretty badass, if I may say so myself, because he was like, I'm not finished yet, is basically what he said. He was like, you know what? I may be getting here a Berlinial Lifetime Achievement Award, but you know what? I'm not finished. I still got things to do, bro. I still got things to do. So I love that. But hold on, let me see if I can pull that on up. I don't know why I'm talking with a foreign accent. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Here we go.
I also feel a little alarmed to be told I've lived a lifetime, because I'm not finished.
That's right, Steven. You're not finished yet, bro. So keep on working, bro. I expect you to be like Scorsese or any of these other Clint Eastwood, these guys, these dudes, my dudes. You keep working, bro, because you're a bigger and better man than the rest of them. That's right, I said it. Well, I'm talking about the young folks. I'm not talking about his peers, of course not. So, yeah, I loved that. That was very cool. Those were the best moments of his speech. You can, YouTube it and see it. Now, okay, let's move on. Number 3 on film news list. RRR. I'm not talking like a dog. RRR is coming back to theaters, baby. That's right. If you're a fan of the movie, if you've heard me speak about it before, which you probably have, just queue up every single time I've mentioned RRR. Insert here, and probably would come up with about, I want to say 8 times at least. But anyway, the film RRR, the big epic action adventure, which we all know and love, which is also a 3-hour movie by S.S. Rajamouli. It is coming back into theaters, which is so awesome because This is one of those films where you don't want to miss an opportunity to see it in on the big screen in a theater, surrounded by a near packed house. You just don't want to miss that because, well, you'd feel ridiculous. So yeah, Rajamouli, Ramcharan, and Rama Rao. That's the thing. That is just. I mean, come on now. How can you not like? How can you not like these guys? These guys freaking rule. I love it. Rise, Roar, Revolt. You gotta see it in theaters. I mean, you just gotta. So be sure to be on the lookout in March. If you haven't had the theater experience yet, I highly recommend. I haven't had this much fun possibly with an audience since the last Mission Impossible film. And we will be getting a new Mission Impossible, I understand, but in the meantime, you want to check out RRR if you want that big action epic film. It was a good year in action last year, I gotta say. Number 4 on film news. Before I read you a quick PSA, Monica Bellucci and Tim Burton are reportedly dating, and this is not a gossip corner. I want to make that very clear. This is film related because this could be Tim Burton's way of saying, "Hey, I am retired. I'm not going to make another movie or another movie that you want me to make or that you think is worth my talent. If you know that my first good movie in a long time, I'm not going to make it because I've won in life." And that's what I think the statement he's making, whether he knows it or not. And if that's the case, how can you possibly blame him? You can't. You cannot blame the man. I mean, it's Monica Bellucci. So I thought that was interesting and funny and kind of cute because Monica Bellucci, she didn't date David Lynch, but she starred with David Lynch basically casted her perfectly in Twin Peaks: The Return, the TV show, and he got to live out. Let's be honest, he got to live out the fantasy, but now Tim Burton gets to continue it. It's like even better, I think. But you know what? I don't think David Lynch really cares. He's got his own life to live. But you know what, Tim Burton? I apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game. I know he was married to Helena Bonham Carter, but I never saw pictures. I never Googled images of them together. And to be quite honest, I'm more of a Monica Bellucci than I am a Helena Bonham Carter person. So that's that in film news. I'm gonna read you guys a quick PSA. Just wait a sec, and then we will get to the usual music. So here we go.